Hello and welcome to the third video in this Triumph GT6 MK2 restoration series. In this video I will be replacing the boot floor, and while the boot floor is removed I will also undertake several other repairs in this area before installing the new floor panel. As you can see, this floor is badly corroded and has lots of botch up areas. It would be easier to just fit a new floor pan. Also, you see here, there's a lot of grinding to be done. The bottoms of the inner wings are badly corroded and need repairing. I will then need to drill out all the old spot welds to remove the remainder of the floor pan. In this area here, I will cut along this line and make a new repair piece to fit in. The bottom of the outer wing will be done another day. This wheel arch panel has had old repairs welded to it in the past, by the looks of it. I'll have to grind off all the old stitch welds. This area looks like it's been botched up in the past. I'll have to investigate. Just as I thought, this little patch here is hiding a lot of corrosion. There's quite a bit of work to be done here. This shock absorber mounting bracket has been replaced some time in the past and still has the white paint on the inside of it. It looks like somebody has made it from an old cooker or fridge or something. Never mind, it's still in good condition anyway, so if it's not broke, don't fix it. Down here you have 4 pieces of metal all coming together and spot welded. There's lots of corrosion going on here. This will have to come out and be replaced. I'll have to replace the ends of the transmission tunnel as well. The top of this inner wheel arch still looks quite good. Here there are 3 sheets of metal spot welded together which are badly corroded, so this area will need to be repaired. Part of this reinforcing panel will need to be repaired as well. And while I'm here, I might as well replace this patch along with this part of the inner wheel arch and the end of the transmission tunnel. Up here you can see the repair I've done to the reinforcing plate. All this area I might as well do while I'm here. From this view you can see the repairs I have done to the reinforcing plate. The patch I will fit in here will be cut from a good part of the old floor panel, which already has the reinforcing ribs pressed into it. That will save me a lot of work making a new patch. Here is the underside of the old patch I've just removed. As you can see, it was just welded on the top of the old floor, which is definitely not the right way to do it. All you've done is hidden the corroded area out of sight and made things worse. When you look at all this rotten material here, it looks like a nightmare. But you just have to keep plodding away and doing a little bit at a time and treat each small area as a separate job, and don't cut too big an area out in one go or you'll end up with an even bigger nightmare. And now you can see all the new repair pieces welded in position and ground flush. Don't it look nice? All I need to do now is this small repair at the end of the transmission tunnel. This repair section here should be plug welded through the holes and fully welded with a full penetration weld along this seam. This seam here should not be fully welded. It was not fully welded in the factory for a very good reason. It's no good saying, oh, I'll beef it up a bit and fully weld it. I don't know why Triumph didn't do this in the first place. This is something I've heard other people saying in the past. Triumph did all the joints and welds the way they did for a very good reason, and I'll explain. Triumph had fully qualified draftsmen and engineers to work out all the stresses and strains and increments in movement within joints. Therefore, some welding techniques were different to others. This joint here is a good way to illustrate this point. This joint will probably take a good pounding from the shock absorbers. And if this joint was fully welded, it would most certainly crack along the joint. It won't be the weld that cracks, it will be right next to the weld due to metal fatigue. This is the reason why this joint should be spot welded. This will allow some flexibility and prevent this joint from splitting open. Next, I need to repair all this corrosion at the bottom of the boot to give me some decent metal to weld a new boot floor to. They are all fairly simple repairs to do. Just a small repair to the bottom of the inner wing to do. Then I need to repeat the repairs from this side over to the other side. They won't all be the exact same repairs, but they will all be very similar. So there'll be no point in showing you all the same over again. Before fitting the new boot floor pan, there's a few more repairs to do at the bottom of the transmission tunnel and in the wheel arch. Then there's a small repair to the rear valance. This small repair on the rear end of the roof section, where it meets the rear valance, is the final step before fitting the new floor pan. As you can see here, I've ground out all the rust and I'll treat it with a chemical rust compound, then paint it with weld-through primer before fitting in this new repair piece I've just made. This piece will be fully welded along the top and ground smooth before plug welding it through the holes at the bottom. Unfortunately, I forgot to turn the camera whilst I fitted the new floor pan. Suffice it to say, it was just plug welded all around the bottom flanges, as you will see when I turn the car over to fit the spare wheel anchor reinforcing plate. This is a replica of the old one which I've just made. This will be plug welded into the new floor pan through the holes prepared, as I will now show you. This is roughly the position where it will fit underneath the floor panel. The new spare wheel reinforcing plate is bolted in position and screwed each end with self-tapping screws while I weld it. Then I'll remove the self-tappers later and weld up the holes. In this view you can see all the plug welds in the new floor pan all around the edges. In my next video on this Valencia Blue GT6, I'll be repairing a very badly damaged and botched up A-post. In my next video in this series of GT6 videos, I'll be working on the red Mark II GT6. I'll also show a similar video to this, where I'll demonstrate much more of the work on the rear end. Most of this work hasn't been shown on the Valencia Blue GT6, so between the red and blue GT6s, you should have an entire boot area covered. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you would like, please give it a thumbs up to help the channel. If you would like to see this Vitesse being fully restored with lots of detail from this to this, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel.